Hello, welcome to Geeks Talking Geek. I am your host, Bandido Bane, the well-rounded nerd, the Super Spider-Man fan, and the Warhammer noob. And today we are specifically talking comics because we have a very special guest today.
Wow! Howdy,
Reverend Sully of Comics Talks. You've seen him on Comics Book Coffee Table, and you've also seen him in Thinking Critical with Wes, or Comic Book Aficionados with Wes.
Fresh from this morning, right?
All right. So we are going to be talking about some upcoming things coming from DC, Skybound, some new statues coming in from McFarlane. Oh, and he's got his nice
chicken wings. We got pollitos y cervezas.
Yeah.
Ahoy! Aye.
You're making me hungry. It's almost dinner time over here.
Very good.
So we are going to be first thing we are going to be talking about is the upcoming DC event. It's going to be a big event, which is going to be. It's called Absolute Power, and
Really?
that's what it's called.
What? Really?
I cannot.
Weird.
Yeah, it's called it. So here's the reveal. Here's the reveal for the Epic Summer event that was
Spoilers
brought in
ahead.
on IGN. I mean, they suck. They're pretty ignorant with video games, but they seem to be on point with comics.
Yeah, like everything that isn't video games.
Yeah.
Whoa,
So here we go. We got the three main villains. We have Amanda Waller, we have Brainiac, and I thought this was like it.
Now, I like your presumption. I enjoy that.
Yeah, I thought it was Terrence Fox Batman, but it might be Fire. What? Who was it?
It's Failsafe in the current Chip Zdarsky Batman run. This is Zdarsky's big bad. It's an android backup for Batman in case Batman ever goes rogue. That you have a computer backup with an AI. But little did he know that Failsafe got filled up with the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh, who is Batman's backup personality, which this comes out of Grant Morrison stuff from about 20 years ago. If Bruce Wayne's psyche were to ever be damaged, Batman could still continue with his mission. And that backup personality was the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh. And you know that from the like yellow, red, and purple costume that's just stitched together out of anything that he finds, in the trash heap. It's a real Urban Commando stuff. I mean, I really like that. I really, really like that Morrison stuff.
Yeah, I at least thought it was like I at least thought it was like at least Terrence Fox, because you still there, Sully?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm here.
I thought it was at least. Yeah, I thought it was at least Terrence Fox because they couldn't put him over, so they decided to make him a villain. So here are some. Here's like.
So that's That's the Brainiac Queen. See, they've given Brainiac an upgrade and made Brainiac a woman.
And
it's a plane overhead. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Exactly. So all the Brainiacs from different parts of the multiverse and time stream ganged up and got together. And then there's Amanda Waller, like one of the only humans in on this. And it's Amanda Waller's idea because she sees supers as a threat, a legit threat, existential threat. She was trapped on Earth 3.
Yeah.
And saw what you would have if they had no morality. And,
Yeah. So that's like that was like the crime. Yeah, it's kind of like the crime when we see like the crime syndicate of America. So here we have Amanda Waller Brainiac Queen and Failsafe,
Mhm.
and here's a shot of the
And then what they're
of some of the variant
what they're
covers.
doing is like depowering the superpowers
Yeah,
and replacing them with Amazo robots that
yeah,
there's a Flash Amazo, there's a Green Lantern Amazo. Everything looks like really toyetic. I'll tell you that much.
yeah, yeah. Like right here is they're showing off how they're they're powering Superman, and he's basically falling down.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just like a preview of the upcoming the upcoming event, Absolute Power, and this is going to lead up to, like Wes said, this is going to lead up to a reboot of the entire DC universe. Like, how many times is this in September?
Maybe.
And how many times has this been? If they do it, how many times has this been?
I'm not sure about like a complete reboot. I believe it's to introduce a new multiverse variant universe called the
Yeah,
Absolute Universe, which is
yeah,
they showed some concept art from it already. It's all the familiar properties and heroes with
hmm
just like the Ultimate Universe treatment or the New
yeah,
52 treatment. Boom,
yeah,
here's your fresh slate.
yeah. And I have no idea. I have no idea what we're going. Hey, Low Specs, how's it going?
Hey,
Showing some penguin love.
what is up?
So this, I don't know. I mean, if they try to like Les says, if they try to reboot it with and bring in new talent, it would be great. But if they just basically reboot it and have the current writers just move around like musical chairs, then it's just going to be a waste of his money.
I mean, there's only so much talent that's available that
Yeah,
they've given themselves the illusion of allowing themselves to hire certain people. I mean, is Grant Morrison too expensive to hire? That
yeah,
could be the case. Is Warren Ellis still too still too radioactive?
yeah.
That is the case.
Or is like I think that they really want to go the extra route and open the blacklist and let these comic books writers who's been killing it in the indies come back into the mainstream.
Yeah, that probably won't happen.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate because you know what I mean. It's wow. It's so weird. Like I don't think we'd ever see Ethan Van Sciver draw a DC comic ever again. But that's
or I don't think we'll see any of the Graham Nolan or even what's his name? He helped him and Graham Nolan make Bane. He's one of my favorites. Chuck Dixon. Chuck Dixon. He actually made big news when he announced that he was collaborating with Eric July in the Ripiverse. So yeah, I don't think we'll be able to see these guys because they're going to be too toxic. But really, all you're doing is just leaving money on the table.
Leaving money on the table.
Yeah, for your political beliefs.
I would tell them to shut the fuck up. And you know what? I would put Mark Waid write something, and I'd have Ethan Van Sciver draw it, and it would be the next Hush. You know what I mean? Yeah. It would be that good. They're doing a re-release of Hush, like in that little compact format.
I bet you anything that's selling more than anything. That's selling more than any trade paperback that they have out right now.
Mm-hmm. They just released Watchmen and Batman: The Court of Owls, and I think something else. And there's going to be a few more too. I'm going to try one. The one I'm going to try is one I don't know. I haven't read. It's Wonder Woman Earth 1 by Grant Morrison with art by Yannick Paquette. And I've been meaning to read this for years.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like $10 and but I mean, I opened up Watchmen, I took a peek at them. I mean, it's just the same pages shrunk down. I mean, even this iteration of Watchmen, this new $10 digest, all 12 issues. You know what I mean? It looks like the original coloring. I have an eye for this stuff because there was a huge thing with a re-release of Watchmen about a decade or so or ago. They recolored it. They remastered it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was kind of like, I'm so lucky and blessed to have my original copy of Watchmen with the original coloring.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Hang on, my dog wants to come in and watch.
Oh, let him come in. Vente aquí, perro.
All right, Cosmo, come on in. Be a good boy, okay? All right,
Cosmo, vente aquí.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move into our next subject, and that is Garth Ennis returns to Marvel with his trademark Blood and Guts with Punisher and Nick Fury, and it's basically has government conspiracies, political drama, and gore and lots of gore. So, in other words, it's a Garth Ennis book.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, Garth Ennis is also writing on Dynamite. He's got a 007 James Bond book.
Really?
And it's like the same flavor as this. It's like the Punisher, but with the James Bond skin to it. So it's got all the familiar trappings, all the gadgets, all the international intrigue, spies, and everything. But it's a Garth Ennis book because then you have the collateral damage. Someone's head exploding.
Yeah, and this is like something you don't see in a James Bond. I'm imagining that this would be something you would see in Mark Waid's book, like King of Spies, but not in a James Bond book. But
right, exactly.
Yeah, so I am so hooked on this. I mean, this past issue, it shows like the collateral damage that the Viet Cong caused to their own people, and they basically blamed Americans for it.
Oh yeah, and the French before that.
Yeah, and they were like, and the commander who had like in the first issue, you saw a guy get chopped up with a machete, and you saw another guy get buried alive. But in this issue, in this issue, you see like Viet Cong so mad, just looking for someone to hate, he'll just get the first guy who he considers an enemy and bury it into the remains of the people he basically failed to protect. And so it's like really brings in the trauma of war and what you expect. And
but the Garth Ennis has this very wonderful, this magical touch of turning it into ridiculousness, into the over the topness.
Yeah,
it's not over serious, but at the same time, it's so hardcore, man.
Yeah, I mean, Preacher. It was his take on religions. Yet, while there were some like great talking about religious figures and following them, it was just so god awful. Like, whoa, especially
Humper-Dumper-Doo.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yes, Humper-Dumper. He killed that guy by having the All-Father.
And they drop the big. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was so over the top, grotesque, hilarious though. Hilarious. Using violence as the punchline. Like in Punisher, like he punches a polar bear.
Yeah, he says I need a gun, so he punches a polar bear, gets them pissed off.
And then they attack the mobsters and they leave Manuki armless and legless. And that in itself is grotesque.
Yeah. And
oh my gosh.
One of the things is that Garth Ennis, he hates superheroes. So when in his Punisher and in his Punisher run, every time he would have a superhero, he would have the Punisher humiliate these superheroes.
Yes. Like Punisher versus the Russian and Spider-Man shows up.
Yeah, he was actually using the Spider-Man as a meat shield. And
what happened? We had a team up.
You did great.
Yeah, it's a really good Spider-Man moment too. I mean,
yeah, people remember that.
Shit, man. Yeah,
and like another one was when he fought Wolverine, because he actually shot his face off with a shotgun.
Yeah.
And
oh my god.
And he looked like a cyborg.
Yeah.
And when he went after him with a baseball bat, he actually hit him in the nuts.
Yeah.
Because he says it'll take you a long time to heal from that.
And just like the apartment building full of like the sitcom. It was like a situation comedy, like on a network. Mr. Bumpo, Spacker Dave. Was it Amy, the shy chick or something like that?
Yeah. Joan Mouse.
Oh yeah, and it's been so long since I read those, but
yeah,
they're memorable.
And she even got a dog. A dog who was like this little scrapper called Frankie. And he even bit off this one dog's tongue in it, because she was telling him to run, but the guy, the mob boss, was telling him to make a dinner out of Frankie. Frankie just bit the tongue off the big dog, and it ran away with its tail between its legs. I mean,
it's like Garth Ennis and that dark sense of humor of his. You know,
I mean, the most uncomfortable comic book I've ever read, besides Zeb Wells' ASM run, was Crossed, and Garth Ennis, he put his own touch of the zombie apocalypse in it, and it's just like, god damn, I don't even feel comfortable just reading this. I mean, I felt dirty. I wanted to take a shower after reading some of those. So it's like
holy water.
Yeah, it's like the entire thing is like, the entire thing about Cross was this is his depiction of human nature. If everybody got rid of all morals and all moral standings and just let their baser instincts take over, and it's really it not only does it show that, but it's also bloody disgusting. Ah, crap. Hang on 1 second. All right. Try again. Oh, you're muted. Crap. All right.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. So
I was on mute because that's what we do on Thinking Critical between takes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh
yeah. All right.
Yeah, we do that so you don't talk over people and shit.
Yeah. Okay. So what were you saying?
No, this is just, I've been buying this. I bought issues 1 and 2, and I will continue to buy probably, I think it's 6 issues on this short.
Yeah. I think it is 6 issues, because I think the last one's going to be in October, and that's going to be a 6-issue run. So yeah, it's going to be. I cannot wait to see where this is going. All right, so the next topic we are going to be talking about is the Transformers G.I. Joe are giving the big two a run for their money.
Yeah.
I mean, you asked me to ask you this: how much money did you spend on Skybound this week?
You you need to warm up. You need to warm a girl up first. Give her a drink before you start asking her age.
Okay.
That's being sassy.
Yeah. All right.
I just backed the Skybound G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero Compendium.
Really?
Yes. I chose a side because, I mean, getting both sides is wonderful, but it's too expensive. I couldn't afford that. It's literally double the price of getting one size. You're getting 4 hardcover books reprinting G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issues number 1 through 155. G.I. Joe Special Missions, I think that's 28 issues. Call of Order, I think that's called. It's like specs and like the information that they had on the cards and the blister packs. So it's all just data stuff about Joes and Cobras and vehicles and missile accessories and shit, which is really cool. And then the 4 issues of the original G.I. Joe and Transformers from like 1986, 1987. Yeah, and that's pretty cool too. Yeah. So and I spent $300 on that.
Wow. I only picked up like the guy who runs my local comic book shop is really cool. So he gets orders for next week's comic books on Friday, and he'll let us buy them. Oh, okay. So
on Minecraft.
Yeah.
On Minecraft, everyone. All right. No one's talking about breaking any sacred vows of the comic book industry.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. But I was able to.
Pikachu and then stops in there.
Yeah. I was able to pick up Scarlet. I was able to get just Friday. Yesterday.
Oh yeah, Scarlet came out this week.
Yeah, Scarlet #1, and
what'd you think?
And I actually liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. Kelly Thompson did a good job.
I thought Kelly Thompson was killing it on the first 6 issues of Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Like issue 11 just came out this week, and just
I'm
a little bit.
Skybound did a good job picking her up for Scarlet.
I'll tell you, I've already read a pirated. I get my pirate copies on the internet, and I read Destro today.
Yeah,
and it's decent.
Yeah, and so I also picked up Transformers #9.
Nice.
Yes.
On Wednesday.
On Wednesday, I put it down for.
You put it on your pull list.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my guy has it on the back for me for Wednesday. Yeah,
it's good to know that people in Idaho have comic book shops.
Yeah. Yes. So but here's what I wanted to get at for here. Let's see, where is it?
One of my best friends is getting a divorce, and he just moved out. And I'm like checking in on him, like, do you need anything? Do you need a toaster oven, a microwave?
Yeah,
a pull-out bed for when the kid comes to visit. I'll get you that.
I know. My dad. I've been with a divorced household, and my dad got weekends visits, so I know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here we go. Like the top 20. Here are the top 20. Like the top 20s.
You blow that shit up.
Of course, we got Doom #1.
Yeah, that was fun.
We got Doom #1 on there. As a top seller. Spider-Man #5, Ultimate Spider-Man #5. Yeah, but here's what I want to look at. Want you guys to look at, like, Transformers #8, #4 over Amazing Spider-Man #50.
Yeah, but that was a $9.99 cover price too. But still, it was what was that, #5?
Yeah, it's #6. It was under Ultimate X-Men #3.
Okay. So and Transformers was 4th. It was in 4th place. Okay.
Yeah. So here we have Batman 147 and Helverine.
Uh-huh.
We have Gwen Spider Gwen Spider Gwen number 1 at number 10.
Mm-hmm.
But here,
You know what? I don't want to interrupt you or the flow of the show, but let me just tell
okay.
you, I mean, you're a huge Spider-Man fan. And
Yeah.
one thing I was really, really pleased with was Cody Ziegler's Spider-Punk Arms Race.
Really?
4-issue miniseries. It just concluded. I liked
Really?
everything about it, man. The
I
design.
I gotta check that out because
I mean, I'll stand by that. I mean, it's quippy, it's personable, it's fun, it's young, and the art style really was reminiscent for me of the late '80s punk masters like Brendan McCarthy.
Oh, really?
And yeah, dude. I mean, if you can check it out, and I hope you'll it took an issue to be like, oh, okay, like this is actually pretty good. I've been reading Cody Ziegler. He's been writing Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Really?
And I've probably read that for at least the past 9 months.
Yeah.
And it's pretty decent. It's not, it's a pretty standard superhero book. And it's leagues better than even some of the X-Men stuff.
Yeah.
Just because it sticks to its own stuff and it tells its own story.
Oh, we should talk about we should have talked. I should have brought up the interview with Jonathan Hickman.
But yeah, I mean, but that was just I know it's a little out of the blue, but like Cody Ziegler's
Arms Race.
Spider-Punk Arms Race.
I'll check that out when it comes out on trade.
Yeah, you can easily dismiss it as some kind of Spider-Verse trash or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, it has its charm, and I liked it, and it was fun. And you know, I've even read that Spider-Gwen stuff, and it's just like, oh, that's kind of
it gets kind of cringy.
Yeah.
So here we have on number 8. Sorry, Sully. Okay, so number 18, Cobra Commander. It just ended its 5-issue run.
Mm-hmm.
And number 21, Over Action Comics, House of Brainiac, in the Energon Universe special.
Mm.
So
did you get one?
No, I did not. It was sold out.
Did you get a free comic book day one?
Yeah, I did get one.
It's the same issue.
Really?
It is the same magazine. I paid $3.99 for a magazine. It was on my pull list. I paid $3.99 for a magazine that I already got on new comic book day. Free comic book day. It's just got a different cover. It's got the same cover, just a different trade dress. One says free comic book day. The other one says one shot, $3.99.
Yeah. So,
dude, what a gyp. I mean, sorry, Jet's on top. Gyp for gypsy. That's it. What a Romani. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's awful.
So
Don't say that. No.
So we got three Skybound issues in the top 50, and like it is just almost ridiculous how it's because I think it's because these they decided to go back to basics with these comic books.
I'll tell you, I just read. Sometimes I get confused with what's out and what I've read already with reading pirate stuff.
Yeah,
but it's Transformers 8 or 9. It's very toyetic. I'll say that word again for the people in the TV land who don't know. Toyetic means something that's drawn in a way that looks great as a toy.
Oh yeah.
And so, I mean, sometimes you see a drawing that just like even of a toy, and that just doesn't look like a toy. Mm-hmm. Everything in Transformers Skybound looks toyetic. Like
and this is just this is just a picking up after when Larry Hannah stopped making G.I. Joe.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to do a big. He was working it up to be a big G.I. Joe Transformers crossover event, and now they're going back to this because it's like it's selling. I mean, Duke.
Now here's a good question, because there was one already in the Marvel Comics. I'll look it up real quick, and I'm getting a copy.
Really?
It's called G.I. Joe versus Transformers.
Yeah, and they also had the Hasbro universe. IDW had that, and I hated that one.
It was a 4-issue limited series produced by Marvel Comics from 1986, and it's set in the contemporary Generation 1 continuity, whatever that means.
Yeah, I didn't.
I was thinking like, would that be set? This by Generation 1 continuity presumes that at the Transformers world. So there were no Decepticons and Autobots on, let's call it Earth G.I. Joe or Earth Cobra. Because Cobra's gonna win! Cobra!
Yeah, so
Cobra Commander.
So
I love
Destro. Destro's gonna come out later this month, I think.
Yeah, like either this week or in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait for that one.
Not your lackey. I love that. Yeah, it's really good shit. I'm trying to see if it doesn't say.
Yeah, I've like the I didn't.
G.I. Joe goes on for 155 issues.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think any of the events of G.I. Joe Transformers, I don't think anything like it gets remembered in any. Yeah. I'm not sure. Wouldn't that be?
But there was I think there was a reveal in the G.I. Joe base of a big eye, and Larry Hannah confirmed that was Unicron. They wanted to, it was leading up to a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover, but the G.I. Joe Real American Hero ended up getting canceled before they could have it happen. Yeah,
and it's interesting because then IDW starts just publishing at they did something called issue 155.5 and then issue 156. And they published like issue 156 through 300.
Yeah, and then and then after that it was the Hasbro universe.
Well, after that, then it went over. Then it went over to Skybound.
Yeah,
we just got 301 from Skybound, which is it's a really fun magazine. I've been buying Real American Hero monthly, so I'm like, I wonder if IDW has their own compendium. That is almost just as big at about 145 issues.
And it's really, 100, Yeah. And it's really good seeing Larry Hannah back.
Yeah, and working. I hope he gets a nice payday out of it, because this is it's funded. So I $300 just for the Cobra set. Now there's a G.I. Joe set with blue covers. I got the Cobra one it has red covers, and it's got Cobra Commander on volume 1, Baroness, which is what sold me, on volume 2, Serpentor, and someone else. And then the Joes have like Duke, Cobra, Snake Eyes, and Stalker on their spine. And you also get 9 trading cards exclusive to what your team is. You also get there's a sticker, like a Prism sticker, exclusive to the team you picked as well. So I'm getting all the Cobra merch. And like there's an enamel lapel pin as well with the Cobra logo. And because we keep hitting our stretch goals. But every stretch goal that opens up, you can buy it a la carte. So it's $300, 50 plus 50 for shipping and handling. Yeah. Okay. So it's already $350. It's already $350. All right. And they had me. I ended up paying $396 altogether because I bought the Storm Shadow exclusive card, because Storm Shadow is only exclusive to pre-enrolled customers, and he's both Joe and Cobra. And so I bought a complete set of the Joe cards because they were available, because that's what I really know. You're like, oh, cool. That makes me happy, And they were at a really reasonable, like $20. And I bought a sticker as well. It's a sticker, die cut sticker with a prism on the back. It's a Cobra logo on it. I think it's so hot, man. It's so cool.
So it's like
that was $5. Yeah. So my total was $396.
Yeah. I'm just loving this series with G.I. Joe that returning to the Energon universe, like instead of like the Hasbro universe, even though it had more characters like the
Mhm.
Micronauts and Ron
Mask.
and Mask.
You have
It
Centurions in there too?
yeah, they had the Centurion.
I like
No,
the
they didn't have the
Centurions.
Centurions. They had the Visionaries, and they had
Oh,
Action
those are
Man.
cool. I love Visionaries. Those are
Yeah,
cool.
they had Action Man as well, but
Uh-huh.
they took out so many characters. There was no Duke, no General
Uh-huh.
Hawk, no Flint, uh,
You know, I
and,
loved
and
Joshua Williamson's Duke.
mhm,
That was so much fun. That was so fun. That was Duke. That sounded like Duke.
yeah,
You know, and
yeah,
that
All
last
American Boy.
issue, dude, that last issue was really fun, and it's just like this would have made a good movie. This is just 3 simple acts. You know what I mean? Hero on the run, and he ends up at the end with the respect of not only his enemies but of his allies,
Yeah,
and with a new direction. And just, I thought
yeah,
that was so cool.
yeah. I mean, I really, I'm gonna get it on trade because it just came out this week
It
on
did.
trade. On
Yeah, it
trade.
did. It was surprising. I like to, like, when we talk about comic books too, and I love floppies. I love monthly comics.
Yeah,
But I also admit that I know that, like, the jig is up kind of in a
yeah,
way. Um, they could have just published this as a trade. There's this illusion
hmm
of the serialized publication of magazine publishing. It doesn't have to
yeah.
be a monthly magazine.
All right.
That thing was done already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, but like one of the things was that really irked me, like with the Hasbro universe, was that they made Scarlet head of GI Joe, and I never really saw her head of GI Joe. And it's not because she's a woman, but it's like she was always espionage and intelligence
I
gathering.
would see CoverGirl as being ambitious enough to, you know what I mean, to be the
Yeah,
next General Hawk. If we're just thinking about, like, Joe characters, Joe's, like, who is General Hawk's protege?
that would be Duke.
Well, but Duke's more of a field agent. I don't think
Yeah,
Duke,
but
you know what I
then
mean?
I would say like,
But if you're going to choose one of the ladies to be, like, to step up and do it,
oh yeah, that would be CoverGirl.
I think it would be CoverGirl. You know, to be
Yeah,
honest, yeah. That is my and I think, they should have been. There are more and more authentic female characters. There's that,
like Lady J and
well, newer ones too. Because I'm, like, thinking you need, besides Jinx,
mhm.
how many Latinas do we have?
Ah,
Wouldn't you like to see some Latinas? And I'm not even
yeah,
talking about representation and seeing yourself in shit. I
yeah,
just think that, like, how many Latinos are in the U.S. military
mhm.
in 2024? I
Yeah,
mean, how many Latinas are in the U.S. military
yeah,
in 2024?
yeah, and that's another thing. I mean, they kept Jinx as Latina in the
Uh-huh.
Hasbro universe, but I think they made Snake Eyes Asian, and
Oh,
I
gee,
thought that
really?
was very stereotypical, very of stereotype like,
Oh, they got
because
this great. I don't know if you know this character. I forget her name. She goes by Snake Eyes as well,
hmm
and but she was a daughter of 2 Cobra agents,
hmm
and Dr. Mindbender copied Snake Eyes' psyche and dropped and dragged it onto her head,
uh,
and so she knows who she is now, but she also has the muscle memory and training of the
yeah,
the Aragakashi clan family. Like,
yeah,
she's Snake Eyes,
yeah,
basically,
yeah,
and it's like,
yeah.
so
I read. Oh
she's
yeah,
part of the team right now, so that's pretty fun.
yeah. Oh, I saw like the Araga. I can't wait to see what Kelly Thompson has with the Aragakashi clan with her and Scarlet going on. It's gonna.
Hmm.
It looks like it's gonna be a showdown between her and Storm Shadow.
Maybe, and maybe this is how we introduce Snake Eyes, and because with Snake Eyes comes Storm Shadow, with Scarlet comes Storm Shadow. I mean, Snake Eyes.
And
We
Jinx. Uh,
Jinx
I
is.
saw there was already a variant cover with Jinx, so we already know she's gonna be in the series.
Yeah, and I saw a variant cover with Storm Shadow too. So it's like,
Yeah.
and but it was okay, you know.
Yeah, they ended it in cliffhanger, and
Yeah,
that's kind
it's
of
written for the trade, so it's like it's got 3 acts,
mhm,
and so it's not an ongoing, and it's just, but hopefully it's going to end like Duke did, you know what I mean? And
mhm.
just this great, building to codename GI Joe, written
All
by
right.
Joshua Williamson.
Mhm.
That's going to
All
be
right.
fun.
All right. So next. All right. So enough about Skybound. We both love Skybound, and hopefully everybody who's watching.
Do I have anything else to add? I
Mhm.
mean, I read the last issue of Void Rivals,
Oh,
and it
Void
was,
Void
yeah.
Rivals. Yeah, yeah. I think it's on here. Let's see.
Void Rivals is the spine of this of the Energon universe.
Let me see. Let me
I don't
see.
read it
I
though.
I did not know that. I I keep trying to
Yeah,
surprise
Hickman writes
myself
that,
that.
and so there are like, it's like issue 1 was big. I got the 1 in 25 variant cover for $25 because it was, I've never really
Yeah,
bought,
let's see if
you know.
I think it was in here. Let's see. Batman, Superman, World's Finest, Thundercats. Oh, Thundercats is doing good.
Uh-huh.
I got. I was able to get. I was able to catch up with it. Oh,
It's
here
at
it is.
32,
Yeah,
and
32 Void Rivals, and
but
it did better than Superman, House of Brainiac, and
nice.
Wonder Woman number
Yeah, this
9.
issue's got Springer in it. You know Springer,
Uh, J- uh,
Green Autobot.
oh,
He's from the 3rd
Gen,
season.
yeah,
So he's from the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the movie continuity. Like,
yeah.
he transforms
So,
into a helicopter. I think
oh,
is
yeah,
he
yeah. And so we have it's
is
better.
he a triple changer? Does he change into a battle,
Let me
car?
look it up on Wikipedia.
And it's funny because Springer means knight, 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 as in arm in German.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a German word. It means Springer means knight, like, yeah, knight in shining armor.
And
They have the quintessons, the 5-headed,
yeah. So here we
judges.
are. Springer. Oh yeah, he was in the movie.
Yeah.
He transforms into a helicopter and also an all-terrain vehicle.
Yes, he is a triple changer. I was right. Yes. Because I was aging out about that time. I was turning 13. I turned 13 when the movie came out, and my best
Okay.
friend was 12. And
Yeah.
I took we went and started opening day, and I'm just
Oh
like,
man. I did not. I remember watching that when I was like 14. I just got it from Blockbuster Video, and I was like, "Oh wow, G.I. Joe Transformers! I loved this when I was
yeah,
a kid." But then Optimus Prime dies in the
yeah.
first
But
30 minutes.
what was more shocking than that was in the cold open, you had Spike and Bumblebee on that, satellite, and here
Yeah,
comes Unicron, and
yeah.
what does Spike say? Oh
Oh,
shit! What are we gonna do now? And it's like,
also,
we were like, oh my god, he just swore. That was heavy, dude. That was a kid's
yeah,
movie, and it still had a PG rating. It was not PG
yeah.
13.
And it was the same thing with the G.I. Joe movie when you see Duke get stabbed in the chest with that spear
He was supposed to
and
die.
yeah, and they were like, no, we can't. We got a lot of Hasbro was like, no, we got a lot of pushback when we had
Yeah, that's why
Optimus Prime died.
Lieutenant
So
Falcon was brought in.
yeah,
You know what I mean? To be like the replacement, because it was an age of replacement Joes.
yeah,
Like, you Footloose replaced it. Like Grunt. You
yeah,
had like
yeah.
this
You
one,
also
that
had
one.
Tunnel Rat. I liked Tunnel Rat. I thought he was a good character. And you
I
had
loved all my GI Joes, man. But yeah,
yeah,
I
you
mean,
had
GI Joe was a fun, and also like Transformers was fun too, because
yeah,
Transformers had a Marvel comic book. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to see a Marvel Transformers compendium as well,
yeah,
identical to
the
this
G.I. Joe.
GI Joe one. And
Yeah.
because what would be a draw for me? I don't know
Mm.
if you knew it, but over in England, in England, they had Marvel UK, where they would reprint American comics, usually in black and white, usually just like Spider-Man and stuff. But they also had their own Star Wars strip, they had their own G.I. Joe called Action Force, because who cares about a real American hero?
Yeah,
They were, so they were
and that's where
international.
Action Man came from, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's where Action Man came from.
Oh, and then they also had Marvel UK Transformers, which had a separate continuity. So you had this huge story with Galvatron in the future and Cyclonus, this movie continuity stuff.
Yeah.
And then you had two other distinct continuities. You had the cartoon and then the Marvel comic.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
All right.
give me the Marvel UK ones.
Yeah.
I want them.
I saw this when I went to my comic book shop on Friday, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
A compendium or an omnibus of the Marvel version, entire Marvel run of ROM.
Yes, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Micronauts is coming out. ROM. It's funny because it's like I have like 20 issues of ROM, and I think it's only like 60 issues, 65, a couple of annuals. So it's like I love floppies.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I just here's what came down to it for me for G.I. Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was a kid. I had a mail-in subscription to G.I. Joe starting about issue 15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I got issue 21 in the mail. I had issue 21, read the hell out of it. Okay, there's no way to get a reader copy of issue 21. That's gonna be it's gonna be about $75 just for issue 21 itself. If you want a 4.2 or something like 4.5 or 5.0 reader copy, issue 21.
No,
This is the silent interlude issue, no dialogue. Snake Eyes busts into a Cobra castle to bust out Scarlet. On the way out, they see the mysterious white ninja. They fight, and they both reveal with their torn clothes. The first showing of the tattoo. They see each other, and they know. And then from the next issue, we find out this is Storm Shadow, and he's now working for Cobra, and that was the first appearance of Storm Shadow, but also it was a dialogueless issue.
Wow.
And it was Larry Hammond did it as like, I'm going to do this because I'm going to, it's all show, don't tell.
DJ Ronnie G is here.
Hey, what up, man? How are you? Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the chat.
Yeah.
How are you, Ronnie? Good to see you, man.
So let's move on to the next, because we could be talking all day with Transformers.
But still, that's a real good natural conversation.
Yeah. All right. So let's go. Let's go to our next subject.
You know what? Ron is good company to talk to too, especially about Macross.
Really?
You know? Yeah. Oh yeah. If you like that stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm more into Gundam though.
He likes Gundam.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to our next one. Todd McFarlane's teaming up with Marvel to create iconic Marvel cover statues, and if you have not seen these, you are in for a treat. So far, the ones that he has revealed, some of the ones that he has revealed are like from crap. Where did I put that page? Hang on. The ones that he has revealed are basically
let's see them. I haven't seen these yet, to be honest. I don't know what you're talking about.
So these are going to be between 7 inches and 12 inches.
Okay.
They're going to be stationary. They're going to be stationary.
12-inch. A 12-inch figure is also, I think, they call that a 12 scale.
Yeah. So
is that a 12 scale?
They're going to be making covers based off some of the greatest, including Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee, Steve Ditko, John Romita Jr. So we'll see some Deadpool, Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. So let's.
Okay. Well,
Crap.
6 scales are 12 inches tall.
Yeah. Here we go.
And those are the
Here we
ones
go.
that's about the size you
Fine.
get from Hot Toys.
Yeah.
Really? So
So
you're
here we
saying,
go.
so what are you saying? Are you saying that Todd McFarlane and McFarlane Toys are throwing in their hat against Hot Toys and that
Yes.
stuff? So
Yeah.
really, the
So
vendor 1/6 market.
yeah. So now, so here we
How
go.
alarming.
Let me
That's
see.
a car alarm outside.
Oh, wow. How alarming. Okay, so this is going to be the one he has for Spider-Man number 302, number 301. And it's going to come with its own comic book, but it's only going to come with Spider-Man 302 instead of 301. But it's going to have a cardboard, it's going to have a stand, it's going to have a cardboard background.
Oh, it's a diorama.
So, yeah.
That's so cool.
And yeah, and it just shows off the entire how a 3D print of Spider-Man will look like. And I think you'll like this one next.
And that's gonna be
Captain America.
Ooh.
From Spider-Man 393, I think.
Oh, and this is his work.
Yeah, so
I was going to say something stupid. I was going to say that's a McFarlane cover.
Yeah, the only ones he revealed so far are the two of his that he's doing so far. So he also announced that there's going to be he's going to release other covers from Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee, Steve Ditka, and John Romita Jr.
Oh,
So
I would
like
love
I would
to have a figure that looks like a Romita Jr. drawing. Please, yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, especially if it's Spidey. I love Romita Jr. Spidey, right?
Yeah, I would love to see a Romita Jr. Punisher.
Imagine if you had just like a couple of them side by side, like JR Jr. Al Williamson, like 84, JR Jr. Scott Hanna 2001, JR Jr.
Yeah.
Scott Hanna 2024, and to be just
Yeah.
to give this like if you had this like very detailed tactile look, you can see how the light play. I love that shit, man.
Yeah, I am so going to buy these. I'm only going to get the. I'm only going to get the. Well, I'm only going to get the Spider-Man because I'm more interested. I'm more interested in Spidey. Put more collections on my bookshelf, but the Captain America looks great.
Yes. I like the coloring that shows the hatching. You know what that means?
Yeah. The detail.
On his thigh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right here.
In his bicep.
Right here.
Yeah.
And also in the briefs.
Yeah, that's really great. I know it only respects one light source when it's, as the paint job, but no, that I'd like that. This brings the cover to life. That's really nice.
And hopefully we'll see more when Comic-Con comes around, because he goes to Comic-Con every year to show off all the new projects he's coming out with.
I'm going to Boston Fan Expo next week.
Really? I was at Fan Expo. I was at San Francisco Fan Expo last year. I'm gonna go again this year.
And dude, it was like they had to move it and move its dates too. But now I'm realizing that you bastards, you hate Boston. I mean, you put Comic-Con on Father's Day.
Yeah.
You cheap bastards.
Wow. I mean,
seriously.
I remember Lodi. There was a Lodi there was a comic expo in Lodi, but it was only for one day because it was Mother's Day.
Like they song Lodi?
No, there's a town in California known as
Oh
Lodi.
no, I'm stuck in Lodi again. It's from that Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yeah,
I think
my
that's
dad.
about that. Yeah, I think they're the same thing.
Yeah. All right. So
watch out, he's silly.
all right. So we
Any
so
more of those? Do you have any more to
yeah.
show?
No, these are the only two that
Okay.
have been shown. So yeah,
That's
these
cool.
were the only two that have been shown, and like I said, there's going to be Ditka, Ramita Jr., Liefeld. So, and these are basically guys who went with him, who either went Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, Steve Ditka, and John Romita Jr. Some of these guys were the ones who went with him during when he started Image.
Specifically, Rob and Jim.
Yeah. So let's go. Like, did you next topic? The Ultimate reboots leads to Ultimates #1.
Something we can disagree on.
Yeah, I've read it. I liked it. I like the way that is going. And like, you did not like it. You did not enjoy it, did you?
I didn't dislike it. I didn't hate it, but I mean, this could have been written by Jonathan Hickman because it was so chatty.
Yeah,
and I like the design of the characters. Let's talk about some good things first, okay? I like the art, and I like the design of the characters. I like their suits. I'm a huge fan of alternate suits, but also of like Iron Man armors.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the biggest fan of that Mark III armor from the 70s and 80s, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I love stuff like that. And so this Iron Lad armor that they've got, it works. It's pretty cool. It's pretty sleek.
Yeah. Kind of like a throwback to his Silver Centurion armor.
In a way, yeah, because with the red and the silver. That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking. And then oh boy, but it's all rather, it's kind of it would be an unfair comparison to directly compare it to the bombastic it's just when you open up a dam, the rush of water that comes out. That's the visceral feeling of reading Mark Miller and Brian Hitch's Ultimates 1.
Yeah.
And then they keep that momentum going. And even with, like, during Ultimates 2, it got really bad when it came to publishing. When it came to its release, it was so delayed. But it collects so nicely. I mean, it's just like, I don't think we ever really remember all the delays with Mark Miller's Ultimates.
Yeah.
It was plagued with it. But what a quality story. But I mean, because it also kind of, I'm a little bit I'm wary right now of the Ultimate Universe. I'm definitely wary of Ultimate X-Men. And I wanted to support that and back that. And I like Peach Momoko. I like her style. And let's face it, I love Japanese women. And
it's getting a little weary on me. I mean, I loved where it was going. It looked like it was yokai versus mutants in the beginning. And yokai were basically Japanese evil spirits. So I thought it was going to be like this supernatural type of horror versus the natural evolution of humanity. And I was all for it, but it's starting to slow down on the action.
I'm like, is this like just the Shadow King all over again?
Yeah,
because I hate the Shadow King. He's my least favorite X-Men villain. I've had to read so many Shadow King stories. They're always boring.
And plus, I think she didn't have much of a choice with the villains she got, because
Uh-huh.
Magneto is dead in this continent and in this version of the X-Men.
Or is he?
Oh yeah, or is he? I mean, we saw Wolverine's skeleton in Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Because I'm like, it's 3 issues in so far. We need some reward. We need to see some X-Men shit. We need to see a belt buckle. It's a shoujo manga. It's like
Yeah,
we have 4 female leads now.
well,
We've got
more shonen actually.
shoujo, meaning
Well,
girl.
yeah, shonen. Oh yeah,
Shonen means boy.
shoujo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it just this is what it smacks of like some kind of girl manga,
yeah.
because like the only 2 male leads I've seen, one was the self-deletion, the sad sap, and the
Yeah.
other one is the creepy boy next door with the cat, and who looks like the host of the Shadow
King, and it's like, wow. I
King.
mean,
And so
I was hoping that to see more Japanese-based X-Men like Sunfire, Synergy.
hopefully we're gonna get it, but still, it's like now we're going into issue 4.
Or
It's
Silver
like,
Samurai.
yeah,
Silver Samurai
like,
being a good guy this time around.
I mean, it's supposed to be representing like the Japan is supposed to be some part of that
Yeah.
Maker's criminal empire
Yeah.
world thing.
Yeah. But this is the thing that she's basically showing how, like, in Japan, because she's from Japan, so she's showing
Yes.
how parents are very expected of their children.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the last
With
issue,
the Mayfair part where the smack
yeah,
and everything, and
yeah,
just like
and when she saved her father, he saw her hair color and with blue eyes and white hair. He says, I don't appreciate punks in my household. Get out.
yeah.
So this is the type she's like showing what it's like in Japan for a teenage girl, and especially if someone was a mutant.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, I could get behind that, but at least have some more action in the issues. I mean,
It's
love
an X-Men book. We need some X-Men stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's a shonen manga called Spider-Man Octopus Girl. Yeah, Cecil says more X-Men.
Hello.
Yeah. So like,
No, I do that. Once in a while you have to stand up and kind of shake off your thighs so your boys don't fall asleep.
Yeah.
It's good hygiene.
Yeah. So like, all right. So
we're going to take the crumbs off your t-shirt and shit, man. Come on, we're professional YouTubers.
All right. So.
You're having a good time. I'm loving this.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, like we expect more X-Men stuff.
Yes,
in the future.
please. Darn it. Give me just come on. This is 3 issues now. I mean, it could be a trade paperback of boring.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was behind this. I was its biggest fan before it came out. And listen to me now. Then comes Ultimate Spider-Man. We had 3 pretty decent issues of world building. Then we've had 2 issues of stasis, of like spinning, of talking over dinner, of nothing but like panel, and it's not even Torchetto art. You know what I mean? And that's it. I mean, I love that. I'm with all the boys on this one. Like, no, Torchetto, wow. He needs to be drawing Batman or something.
Yeah.
Or staying around Daredevil, please. Right. Maybe give him give him Spider-Man.
I don't mind him staying in Spider-Man. So, well, but you're going ahead of it. We're talking about.
Okay, but it's like then comes because it's part of for me. It's part of the whole. That's the whole thing because I'm buying Ultimate Spider-Man. I'm buying Ultimate X-Men. I haven't been buying I was just
Ultimate
about to
Black
get to
Panther.
Ultimate Black Panther, but Brian Hill is writing pretty decent stuff. The Stefano
Yes.
Caselli art is pretty spot on, man.
I mean, this is like what I've heard from Ultimate Black Panther is this is like a king trying to reclaim his kingdom.
In a way, yeah. I mean, because it's Wakanda, so they're isolated. That's their whole thing. They're isolationists, and here I am talking into my neck, and I'm like, no, talk into your Blue Yeti. You paid good money for it. But I mean, it's Game of Thronesy. It's intrigue, but at least you have Storm. You've got Aurora Monroe.
Yes.
And Eric Killmonger, and it's already interesting. It's been interesting since issue 2 because all you want to know more about is Killmonger and Aurora.
Yeah, I'm wondering if like T'Challa and Aurora will get together again in this continuity, because Marvel completely screwed it up when they broke them up because when they did it Fox for Avengers versus X-Men, because Fox owned the rights of the X-Men and they couldn't make movies out of them. So they basically buried half of their titles and canceled Fantastic Four.
Oh man. And these, I know, huh? Shit.
Yeah. So,
but still, I mean, but Black Panther so far is the best. It has the most promise out of all of these. Now we have 4 monthly, so we have one a week now, in a way.
Yeah.
And then it's going to start the one shot. I mean, they're going to be one shots and limiteds and an event. There has to be. That's the recipe.
This is setting up an event, because in the beginning, Iron Lad Howard Stark Jr. is saying how he wants to create. He has 2 years to basically
18 months. Come on, we time travel.
Yeah. So he's saying he wants to fix the world in 2 years.
Right.
And Dr. Doom is already, and you could see like the people he has given the suits to. Some of them, like Hawkeye, rejected it. Captain Marvel accidentally killed herself. Peter Parker's actually doing all right. The original Shocker died of a heart attack when he was given the gloves. And the ones that basically took their mantles was Giant Man and the Wasp.
Right. I mean, and I can see what Dennis Camp was going for there with Janet and Hank. It was like that MCU kind of thing.
Yeah.
That felt like very cinematic to me, like, like very like Marvel movie, like here's your power, use it. What? Me? Do what? Oh, do.
Yeah.
That's how it.
And like Janet actually flew through a guy's head and threw up because she didn't know she could go that fast.
Yeah, or maybe it looked gross in there, going through someone's brains and having the moral responsibility, knowing that you just killed another human being. Yeah.
And this is the one thing that I know that Reed Richards is a sick bastard. He made them exterminators, even though they had like they were basically friends to insects in their original.
Yeah, huh? I love the maker. He is such a good bad guy.
I mean, this is a guy who's basically, his life was screwed up in the original continuity of the Ultimate Universe, and now he just wants to make the world better in his image. And he thinks the world will be better if there were no superheroes.
And you know what? That's like one of the things that's keeping me in on this is because what's going to happen once the vault opens and Reed steps out? It's been 1,000 years for him.
Yeah.
And there's going to be the assembled the Avengers.
Yeah, and there's going to be Spider-Man, there's going to be X-Men and Black Panther. And
And
who knows who might else join the party. We're gonna have to wait till next month.
well, yeah, I mean that's the anticipation. That's like where is this going?
Yeah,
Is
we're gonna have to wait till next month when Comic-Con. All right, so here we go to the next one. Ultimate Spider-Man still outsells Amazing Spider-Man, and not just Amazing Spider-Man, all other Spider-Man titles. And this,
please vamp for a second. I mean, I go pee real quick. I'll be back. Give me 2 minutes.
All right, and this is just unprecedented because Ultimate Spider-Man is basically going back to basics. They're basically giving what the fans what they want. So we wait for Sully. No, I should put one of those be right back logos on there. Yeah. So, Bandido Bang. Yes, Ronnie G. What's your favorite UC Gundam timeline? My favorite Gundam would have to be Gundam Wing. Gundam Wing has always been one of my favorite. I saw that when I saw that I grew up on that. I saw that on Toonami. I even have like a hanging on my wall. I have a Wing Zero from the Gundam Wing movie. It has always been one of my favorite shows. I used to come home from school. I was in middle school, and I would come home and watch it. I would never miss an entire episode. I knew all the models. I knew the Scorpios, the Leos. It was just so. This is like, yeah. It's so great, especially with the political intrigue, because Gundam has always had like the horrors of war with certain characters, but this one also has the political intrigue. I'm answering some DJ Ronnie G some questions of Gundam.
Oh, good. I figured that out, and I feel like Goku in GT. I grew a new tail.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shitty thing! What a crappy thing to say.
Yeah.
It's good to see that Ronnie's reaching out on Gundam, because he is a Universal Century purist.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm a 00 kind of guy. So it's going to take me a while till like he comes over and at least, sees my stuff. But to see that he's trying Wing, I mean, hopefully G Gundam's on the list too, because it's silly.
Yeah. G Gundam was a very silly anime.
Yeah, but it was so fun though. And it's got all the trappings, and I love the cockpit and the interface.
Yeah,
that was so inventive.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
And I was like, how is a Gundam tournament? How is a Gundam fighting tournament gonna work? And they're like, oh, you just got to you just got to destroy the heads, and then they're out of the tournament.
I love the Mexican one. He's got the sombrero.
Yeah, I think it was Bandito Gundam.
Oh my goodness! You should find a model of that, man. That'd be like, your Gundam. Be like, hey,
yeah, I should, and I'm gonna tell people. I'm gonna hold it up, and I'm gonna tell people this isn't cultural appropriation.
Tequila Gundam. Yes, thank you, Ronnie. That's his name. Tequila
Gundam. Yeah.
And he's red, green, and white, and he's got the sombrero.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this isn't cultural appropriation. This is just people embracing our culture.
Yeah. This is a thank you, because like South America loves anime. You can say Mazinga to anyone from South America my age. They know exactly what you're talking about.
All right. So I'm in the Discord. Selling. Yeah, right now it's like, well, let's go back to the list, and this is from last month.
The list? Is this the same
Uh,
list that Tim Sheridan uses to block people on Twitter?
No.
Oh, it's a different list. Okay.
Yeah. So, Ultimate Spider-Man moved more units, did number 2, got number 2, but so far it's been number 1. So far it's been number 1 in all the months before. This one it was Doom number 1 that sold more units.
Yeah, which is great because it's a one shot. Did you read it?
No, I didn't.
It was so fun. It's self-contained. The art in it is just so amazing, and it's written by Jonathan Hickman mostly.
Yeah, and it looks like actually looks like art from Jack Kirby. The coloring, it looks like something from the early years of Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, if you like fun in your comics, this is it. I mean, it's a little confusing, but it's meant to be. It's got this confusing ending, but that's okay. I mean, I watch enough anime. That's happened to me plenty of times. How many times have you been confused by an anime's ending? You'd be like, okay,
plenty.
I just spent 13 hours on what? Then you think, okay, it was still fun.
Yeah. All right. So, like, the month before this, it was Ultimate Spider-Man was number 1. But right now we have Amazing Spider-Man 49, the Blood Hunt tie-in. It's number 3, and Amazing Spider-Man 50.
Oh God, that thing.
Number 6.
You've been reading that?
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay. Are you buying it?
Yes, I'm buying it.
Oh, God bless you.
Because I'm a Spider-Man purist, and even though, like, I got to tell you, I'm even getting the Black Jackpot and Black Hat miniseries.
Oh, you glutton for punishment!
Yeah, but
my gosh,
the only panel I loved was seeing Paul get the shit kicked out of him
or something. I was gonna say,
I was like, yes, hit him again.
But really, I can see because you're a completist, so it's like. Yeah. I actually asked an X-Men question that Doc actually was, because I tagged him on it. Yeah. And I was like, Doc, I asked Doc and Perch, what is the butcher's bill of the Krakoan age from Hoxpox 1s all the way to X-Men 700 from this week with all the tie-ins and everything? Like, what's, you know what I mean? But then I was like, well, what about the completist who got every variant cover? And then Doc was like, well, that's you can't really answer that because a store is going to quote their own price for a variant. So he's like, but I'm going to get you a good answer. I know, like, he's charged up about this too, but this went on for what, 6 years, 5 years?
Yes, it was 3 years too long. That's all I have to say.
Oh my God.
But, as soon as Hickman left the book, they should have ended it.
No,
but it's like
cash cow. That's why I'm saying, like, because this is per person. It's like I bet you're gonna say, like, someone's gonna say I spent $1,100 on this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like you still have, say, like 200,000 X-Men fans out there.
Yeah.
And so you've made millions and millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I wish I was better at math.
Yeah. But I'm basically doing this because at the end, around October, when Wells leaves the book, I'm going to do an in-depth, like, probably next year, I'm going to do an in-depth review of Zeb Wells' entire run. Of course, and do the dance of joy that he's gone. Yeah, I mean, there was Hey, these are some of the people who I wish are going to take over Amazing Spider-Man. Number 1 will be Chip Zdarsky. That would be nice. Sure, he just did I call it the yeoman's work. That's an old phrase. Do you know that when the yeoman's work? No.
a yeoman, where it means they're a person on your crew that just like does all the little stuff that the captain and the command crew can't get to, and that means the unsung work. So it's just like, I think, so to say like the yeoman's work, it's like, it's a compliment. It means like, wow, you did good. You were consistent. You did your job. You didn't leave your post.
Yeah. And so like number 2 would probably be Al Ewing. I did enjoy his Venom run.
Mm-hmm.
And number 3, JMS.
Mm-hmm.
He left on such a bitter note because he didn't want to do one more day, but they basically forced him.
Yeah, that was editorial. Yeah,
and
I got one for you. Have you thought of Jeremy Adams?
Jeremy Adams? I thought of Art Adams.
No, Jeremy Adams of DC Comics, who did the Flash.
Oh yes,
Green
yes,
Lantern.
yes,
dude,
yes.
He would be amazing on Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes,
especially if you got MJ back and like maybe even like, oh my gosh, this is your daughter Mayday. She's 5. She's been hiding in time. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, and and here's a quote that I got because I'm part of the Spider Fam Discord.
Mm-hmm.
This is from issue 4, and this is from an interview with Tom DeFalco. He says, now when I was the editor of Spider-Man, I thought the series was all about responsibility. So I think that if you're playing that series is about responsibility, that allows you to have them get married, ultimately allow them to have him to have a baby, because the more responsibility you pile onto the character, his life and the series becomes more interesting. And that's basically what Spider-Man is about. But Zeb Wells, he took everything away. Now that he took away Spider-Man's sanity.
Oh, this stuff, that's just I mean, I honestly thought it was going to be Ben Reilly with the whole chair thing.
Yeah.
And
it's not. He actually made Ben evil. He's still evil though. There's going to be, and I think like since Wells is leaving and he doesn't have enough time to finish his stories, he's like having people do the story from other points of view.
Well, Zeb Wells got 3 years, correct?
Yeah.
So, and it's what's he doing? 24. He's doing 24 issues a year.
Yeah.
And so 24 times 3, that's 72. We just turned 51. So he seriously, he's got like 21 issues left in him.
Yeah. So he's like he did the Beyond, and then after that they rebooted the series, and that's when they completely screwed it up, in my opinion. Because I cannot stand Nick Lowe's gaslighting.
How long has Nick Lowe been group editor on Spider-Man?
I have to say that around the same time Wells was on.
I mean, like he's been, because I think that's a good question. The group editor is always a big part of this puzzle. Like, because we like talking about what went wrong in Batman the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And a lot of it boils down to Ben Abernathy, who was the group editor.
Well, I think it was, he came in close to the end of Spencer's run.
Nick Lowe did?
Yeah.
Because Nick Lowe has been around Marvel for the better part of 2 decades.
And
I know that name. Like,
I know and I don't know, so take this with a pinch of salt. Not only is Wells leaving,
pinch of salt. What?
Yeah, not only is Wells leaving ASM, but also Nick Lowe and the editing team are leaving. I think they're leaving in November as well. It's going to be like an entire group shift, like they did with X-Men, because not only did they not only are they getting new writers for X-Men like Gail Simone, Jake, what's his name? But also they're getting new editors in.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, and
oh well, he's pretty young. Well, compared to me.
Yeah, so like
44.
Yeah, so I'm not. He's been one of the biggest defenders I've seen online for one more day.
He's been editing Marvel Comics since he was in his mid-20s.
Really?
That's impressive, dude. I mean, like,
Yeah.
he's got a really good. He was Lowe has. I'm reading this from you. You guessed it. The wiki. Lowe has edited many books in the Marvel, in the Ultimate Marvel line, notably Ultimate Spider-Man, the Ultimates, and Ultimate Iron Man. The first, first incarnation.
Yeah.
The book for which he himself brought noted novelist Orson Scott Card to the Marvel fold. And he survived getting heat for that because Orson Scott Card is kind of a homophobe. And it's also evident, too, in his writings. And so it was like one of the first instances of what we consider online canceling and cancel culture. People, getting heat for hiring Card, this known homophobe. But there was kind of evidence to support that claim. Like, yeah, Card is kind of a dick, but he's a good writer. You know what I mean? He wrote Ender's Game and all, you know what I mean? Shit. He's fucking famous. So it's like, that's like getting Rainbow Rowell to be writing She-Hulk right now. Rainbow Rowell is this huge name in YA books. And you know what I mean? So getting like, oh wow, Rainbow Rowell wrote this. It must be good. Totally.
Speaking about Ultimates,
what?
There are getting the Ultimate Spider-Man is getting more reprints.
Yeah, dude.
Issue 3 just got their second reprint on the 8th of May.
Issues 1 and 2 are getting fourths, man.
Issues 2 and 4. Issues 2 is getting its fourth. Issue 1 is getting its sixth. And issue 3 is getting its third reprint.
And that's where he's making his real money, dude. June
19th.
Seriously, and it's not just Hickman, it's Chichetto. Because he's got to have some equity stake on this, man.
Yeah. All right. So, and this is IGN, and IGN said this during their review of issue 5 of Ultimate Spider-Man, and it says, finally there's a married Peter Parker at Marvel Comics again. Will this send a message to Marvel that the fans want and expect Spider-Man who's married to MJ? And it hopefully it does, because look at the sales it's going. I mean, are they holding out till Spider-Man 1000? Spider-Man 1000?
We don't know what we're buying though. In a way, I mean, we could be getting bait and switched. There could be something going on.
Yeah,
something could happen. We've gotten really positive over the first 2 issues and the third issue, but issues for these were all produced and written 6 months ago.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean. So there's
now we're going into, but.
How much of a span do they have in time to course correct when they're hearing customer feedback 6 to 8 months after the fact of production?
Well, I don't know, but
I mean, yeah,
I really enjoy this series because it takes place every month instead of like immediately going after one day later. So every month is 1 month passes.
Is that for true?
Yeah.
In the Ultimate world?
Well, with Spider-Man so far.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And that's also, I think it's also with X-Men. I don't know about Black Panther.
I didn't presume that.
Yeah.
One bit. No.
Yeah.
Because Warren Ellis did that once. And it was called New Universal. And before it was based upon something that Jim Shooter did in the 80s called the New Universe. And the New Universe moved in real time relative to like publishing. And so, yeah. And like, really? Because Tony Stark did say 2024.
Yeah.
in this issue in Ultimates 1.
Yeah. So like with each, and this is interesting because he said Tony Stark in Ultimate Spider-Man #1, he says he's going to they're going to reveal themselves in 6 months, and he hopes he'll be among the superheroes.
Right.
And it's been right now, Ultimate Spider-Man's about to release their 6th issue, and it's going to be the Green Goblin and Spider-Man versus the Kingpin.
Right.
And so, yeah, 6 months have passed, and Spider-Man has been working to become Spider-Man. And I actually like this version of Peter because he not only does he want to wake the world up because he felt something was missing. Not only does he want to help free the world, but he also wants to help protect his family.
Right.
And this is like one of the best stories so far. I mean, yeah, the last 2 ones were like kind of a slump, but it's like I would rather have a comic book that was well written with no action than a badly written comic book with too much action. I mean, the Spider-Man number 50.
The whole premise is it is an action book, though.
Yeah, but Spider-Man number 51 was good. It had some great action, but I couldn't get over how stupid the Spider Goblin looks.
I like the design of that. I don't mind it. That's toyetic. I'm saying it again.
Yes, it does look like an action figure.
I like that.
It just looks so stupid.
It pleases me.
I mean, I did not like the Spider-Man's glider.
I like it when Peter gets evil because he has quippiness.
Yeah,
takes a whole new level. He is smart. He is the smartest guy in that room, especially with that Sinister Six. That was fun. I
just couldn't get over how stupid the design looked. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Take a puff for me. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next section. All right. Tim Sheridan is so set on the blame game. He blames bad sales of Alan Scott Green Lantern on nobody wants to read gay comic book characters. And I think he's full of shit.
Of course he is. I'm not going to agree to that or anything he says. But you know what's going to be interesting, though, about Tim Sheridan? I shouldn't even be saying this on television, but I'm going to because I'm provocative like that. I am going to see him next weekend. He's going to be at Fan Expo Boston. Wow. And guess what? Guess who he's good friends with? Jeff Johns and Jeremy Adams. They're a team. So he's probably going to be sharing a table with Jeremy Adams, someone who I've actually said on Twitter, hey, you want to go to the Sox game? I know you love baseball. Let's just go. You know, there's a bar across the street. I'm going to be like, hey, do you want to get some chili dogs? I want to say this to Jeremy Adams. Okay, but what am I going to do? Be a dick to his friend? You know what I mean? What am I going to do? I'm not going to be an asshole to him.
Yeah.
And this guy has fucking blocked me on Twitter for being part of an online conversation about this very comic book. And I have salient opinions of this. I will say it out loud. I am an ally to gay people. Gay is okay with me. You know, I've been fighting with people all weekend on Twitter about this stupid Star Wars The Acolyte. And I'm saying, listen, if you're coming off, the first thing you're leading with is gayness, that ain't cool with me. I mean, seriously, find some better thing to be critical about than just like lesbians in space having babies. I call that my aunties. Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't like the entire thing, like the like going back to like the entire thing is like he's done this before.
Has he?
Yeah,
When?
let's see. He had back in 2022.
What was he? Because he's only done like DC books, right?
Yeah, Tim Sheridan tweeted up because it was during think Titans Academy. Because he
Okay.
did the book.
Oh, he did? Oh, that's why it was so queer.
Yeah, he did the book. He's like,
it seemed like every other kid in that academy was queer, you know, somehow.
Yeah, he says
I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but it's like
he put let me share this. He had another interview.
That makes it, because I know he did like some work with Jeff Johns and Adams on Flashpoint Beyond. I got Flashpoint Beyond Zero, which was interesting because I love Eduardo Risso art, and you know I kind of like the Flashpoint story.
Yeah, so this is what he put on Twitter. He's like, comic fans don't add stuff to establish characters.
Okay.
Just create new characters. Creator creates new characters. Comics fans, I don't know them. I don't want this trash.
And I have empathy, so I'm going to say that this is someone who's just, it sounds like frustration.
Yeah,
I've said the dopiest shit online too.
Yeah, but this is the type of thing that as a writer myself, if you create a character and the first thing you come up with is who they sleep with, that's not real character development. I'm sorry, it's just not. You want to come up with a backstory. You want to come up with their backstories, their goals, their passions, their hatreds. Why are they doing
raison d'etre?
Yes. But
yes. What's the Spanish version of raison d'etre?
I don't know.
You should, because you speak Spanish, my friend, better than I do. I am a gringo.
Raison d'etre?
Gringo loco, pero loco feliz.
Yeah.
That's what we like to say at work.
Yeah.
It's mi gente.
Yeah.
Well, so it's like raison d'etre. It means the reason to be.
Yeah. Reason to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I feel like with Tim Sheridan and Vita Ayala, T. Howards. They don't see color. The inside of a character. They only see them.
Raison de ser.
They don't see reason
Razón de ser, mi amigo.
Yeah.
Mi hermano.
Yeah.
¿Tú entiendes? ¿Tú escuchas bien?
Yeah.
Sí or no sé? Sorry, I mean, hey, look, the gringo speaking Spanish.
Yeah, you're speaking it better than me.
Ay, no me gusta.
All right.
That's from the Simpsons.
Bumblebee Man.
Yeah, ay, Channel 8.
Ay, mi cabeza. Ay,
no
qué lástima.
Argolla.
All right. So, Sully, you're gonna meet him next week.
Yes, I'm going to be nice to him.
Mm-hmm.
I literally, because no shenanigans, no moodiness, none of that bullshit, none of that holy ground, Highlander. Like Clancy Brown said, it's be fair and don't bring that shit on your shoes. Wipe that off before you walk in.
Yeah,
there, please. Seriously, I want to say hi to Heather Antos. I want to say hi to Tim Sheridan. I'm going to say hi to Dan Slott. I'm going to say hi to Tom King. I'm going to say hi to Mitch Gerards. All of these people have me blocked on Twitter.
Really?
I'm not going to make a big deal of anything. I'm just going to be nice to people.
I actually met James O'Barr at Sac Comic Con earlier this year.
Really?
Yes. He is a great guy.
Who's this again? James
O'Barr, the creator of The Crow.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I thought my mic cut out just a little bit. And I was like,
yeah,
who? The Crow's a good book.
Yeah, and I met Art Adams at Fan Expo.
RT Bear?
Art Adams.
Oh, okay.
I met Gail. I think I met Gail Simone's
Mm-hmm.
artist when she was doing Red Sonja. I met a lot of people. I met the guy who did the Swamp Thing in the 80s, and he also did the Prince Valiant comics.
Mm-hmm.
I also met the creator of Savage Dragon.
Eric Larson.
Yes. I also met one of the guy who did the the art for the Superboy comics during the reign of Superman.
Oh, Tom Grummett.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. Those were good books.
Yeah.
Those were really good. Superboy had a good book in the 90s. Those are there's an art called Black Zero, which there's a time remnant older version of himself, of that Con El. He's not Con El yet. He's given that name by Kal-El, you know what I mean, as an honorific. You're a part of the family, clone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so yeah, like Tim Sheridan, I think he's just looking for someone to blame.
Can anybody find me somebody to blame?
He's here all night, folks.
Please tip your butts and just try the veal.
Yeah.
But really, seriously, I'm gonna have to look this guy in the eye. And I did last year. He was sitting next to Jerry Duggan.
Really?
They're sharing the same table. They were both wearing masks. That's fine. That's what they can't. People do, because it's like, seriously, it is a convention. You know, they could do. You know, dude, I'm not busting nuts about that. But I know Jerry Duggan through a friend, and actually a pretty good friend of mine. I've known for 20 years. They were college roommates. And so I'm like, hey man, I saw T and D and, like, you know, the kid, and, like, you know, like, I met you like 10 years ago I was Captain America. Here's a picture of us. I showed him on my phone, like, for literally from Boston Comic Con 2015. And so I shot the shit with Jerry Duggan, and then I got a text from my friend the next day being like, hey, guess what? I got to hang out with Jerry all night, and we went to a bar and everything. It was nice to catch up with him. Thank you for saying that, you know, to him, like, you know, hey, like, yeah, give Timmy a heads up, man. You know, I'm sure, you know, that's nice. I mean, it doesn't matter what I think about about Jerry Duggan's writing on X-Men, which is its own thing. I mean, and I wouldn't want to say anything shitty to him either.
Yeah.
But it's more of like, did you read X-Men 9? Did you read X-Men 700 there? Did you read?
Yes, I did. I got it.
We were talking about this after the show this morning. We were like, yay, we didn't talk about X-Men this week.
Yeah, it's like, when I saw it, I was like, I can't. When I saw it, I was like, I can't believe they said that line. I'm like, are these two islands having sex? And I'm like, I can't believe he wrote that. I can't believe he wrote that line.
It may not have been him. I mean, there were a lot of different artists, and, you know, and a lot of different creators for this one celebratory issue. I mean, even has JR Jr. on the cover as a. He's got one page.
Yeah, it's just
one page.
Who was the editor that Wes keeps calling from the Legion of Doofuses?
I don't know.
But the editor, they had an interview with him, and they basically had no plan. After House of X, Powers of 10.
Oh, Jordan White.
Yeah, Jordan White.
See, I can tell you in 20 years, but I'm not going to say anything now.
Yeah.
Who the original big bad was supposed to be.
Yeah, it was. It's just like, it was like basically what Disney did to Star Wars. They had no plan for the trilogy.
I'll be 1 minute. I have to go pee real quick. I'll be quick. I'll wash my hands this time too.
Well, I gotta go too. Okay, folks, be right back. And I'm back. We'll wait for Sully. All right, let's see. DJ Ronnie G. So with X-Men, with the current X-Men finally ending, but as I was saying with everyone who's still watching, Tim Sheridan is just getting bitter, and this is just like, I know that he wanted to put a spotlight on what gay people went through the 1940s, but there's an audience for that, but I don't think it's a superhero audience. And especially when you wait like you go into 3 issues before the superhero stuff comes in. So, I mean, even just some guys said that it was basically 3 to 4 issues before we got into all the action. And it's like, it was really a slog. It's really a slog to read through. But I guess like with Tim Sheridan, it's just easier to blame the consumer. All right, we'll wait for Sully, and we'll get into the last. Get
out of there, you varmint! Get! Stay out of my cheese, you darn Pikachu! Ah! Sorry.
All right.
A little bit of just a little bit of a disagreement here.
All right.
There was the production staff over some things that are technically mine. Just back off. Sorry. Thank you, everyone. Hi in TV land. Hi. How are you? Well, we're back.
Is he still mad you didn't get him the machete and the hockey mask for Halloween?
Dude, don't remind him.
All right. So we'll go. So right now we're going into our last, the Dragon Ball theme park. Now, have you heard of this at all?
No. Where is this happening? Somewhere in Asia.
No, it's going to be in the Middle East. So I'm going to be we are going to be watching the trailer.
Okay. So what you're telling me is that Dragon Ball is just as big in the Middle East as it is in South and Central America?
Yes.
A wish has been granted. Calling adventurers from across the globe.
Around the world are converging on Saudi Arabia after the discovery of Dragon Balls with wish-granting powers.
To experience an unprecedented, immersive entertainment destination. Here, fantasy and thrills collide. Play a part in the epic sagas coming to Saudi Arabia, in the first city built for play.
Indeed. They've got a lot of real estate to play with.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, this is in Kiyad. Yeah, this is going to be in Kiyad. Kadeya. They've already had like Formula One events, big soccer cups, boxing, MMA, wrestling. I think there was a WWE Crown Jewel was there. Or
Ooh.
No, wait, it was King and Queen of the Ring that was there. So and this was announced like not long. They were already planning this, but not long after Toriyama Sensei, rest in peace, passed away. And here are some concept art that they actually came up with. And
okay, can I sing along?
Oh yeah, sure.
So we don't get I need these in English.
All right.
Hikaru kume to sune to fly away. fly away 体中に広がるパノラマ Sorry. Hey, I was doing it for a second.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it was good. All right, so
That's good. Thanks, man.
I can't really get into this, but like I can't really magnify into this, but like you could see that here we have like the Central Plaza. You have Shenron. Oh, over
Yeah,
here.
so we got 6 parts of the world.
Yeah,
Kami
you have.
House.
Yeah, this is Corrin's Tower.
Oh, and Dr. Brief's Capsule Corporation.
Yeah, there's Capsule Corp. There's the Kami House. There's Beerus's Planet, and here is the Tenkaichi Stadium.
That's the Budokai.
Yes, the
That's,
Budokai Tenkaichi.
We get 9. Okay.
Here's
Red Ribbon Tower.
Red Ribbon Tower.
Wow, they're going deep in the lore.
And
it seems a bit more true to Dragon Ball Earth.
Yeah,
I mean,
so here we got there's gonna be like a weekly night show with Shenron
celebration. Yeah,
and this is what the entire park is gonna look like. And this is going to be on my bucket list, man.
I would do that. Yeah, why not?
It would. I will learn how to speak Saudi just to go there. I mean, I will give my right kidney just to go there.
Don't keep that. That's very valuable. Don't never say that again, please. No, don't. Some things, please don't. Yeah. People will hold that to you. People are like, oh, you said this on YouTube 38 years ago. On the table there, one. Cough it up.
Yeah, so I would
Chala, chala, nani ga utete mo kiba, wano hano kapa. Chala, chala, mone ga pachi pachi suru hodo, sagao genki dama, sparking.
Yes.
I just read that off the internet.
So now this is in development. The ground has been broken. It's in development right now.
That's great. Okay, they're gonna learn every mistake that Disney did over at the Star Wars land, because people are not going to be confused if they see Kid Gohan, Teen Gohan, and Great Saiyaman walking around the park, and you can get photo opportunities like with each version of Gohan that you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just like you should be able to get pictures with Darth Vader at Star Wars land. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, because it's only Disney continuity.
I mean, geez.
In the trailer we saw the Kami's Lookout. We saw the Corn Tower. We see in the concept art we've seen Corn Tower, and they're really going into all this.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Here's just unfiltered doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have some financial backers. I'm going to hire the right people. I want nothing but money. I don't want trouble.
Yeah, so like Toei actually got some great backers, especially in Saudi Arabia, where some of the richest men live.
Yeah, and you have all this undeveloped land where you can literally build a city. I believe that because they've done that in that part of the world where you can it's like terraforming Mars down there.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously, it's a lot easier, but heck, this technology that you're turning Saudi Arabia into, livable space, you can apply that on Mars.
Yeah.
Seriously. Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So this is on your bucket list as well, isn't it?
It could be. It depends, like if they can make something that I could afford. Maybe I can have my ashes shot there. Maybe that's how I'm gonna see it. Oh, we put these gringo's ashes in the concrete. Hi,
So
none
yeah,
of this guy. Go to
I-
hi. Hi, Bakaya.
so
Nani?
I'm hoping that not just maybe not just Dragon Ball, but also some other Toriyama works would be in there,
Like Dr. Slump and
and Sandlands.
that'd be nice,
Yeah,
Why not? I mean, or at least sell the merch.
yeah,
Because you know what I mean? It'd be like this, like you had this Universal Toriyama store where you can get not only that you can get capsules, you can get senzu beans, you can get you get that slumped hat, that famous slump baseball cap.
yeah.
Who doesn't want that? I want that. You want that?
The Ariel
Yes.
baseball cat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean that's going to sell. That's going to justify
Or
the rent.
or you could get the goggles of the little devil from Sandlands.
I would just like, I want some 1/1 scale capsules.
Oh yeah,
I'm in love with capsules. I'm in love with Dr. Brief's technology. I'm in love with Bulma. It's probably because I'm Team Vegeta, but it's more of like Bulma's a genius. Bulma not only she innovates her father's technology. She's just off the charts.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this. I am definitely going to keep an eye on this because this was like, I love theme parks and I love looking up theme parks.
Oh, cool! I hate action rides and I hate spending money. I mean, so I'm like, why don't I go to an action park? Like, I hate motion rides. I like going to the arcade and spending money and.
I love theme parks. I used to have like a season pass to like California's Great America over here when I was living in San Jose. Yeah. I used to ride that crap out of like the roller coasters over here, like the Demon, the Vortex, the Grizzly, and it was always one of my favorite pastimes. I mean, when I finally lost like 50 pounds, I was like 300, and now I'm like 250. Last year around Halloween, I went to Six Flags, or 2 years ago, I went to Six Flags. You saw the pictures I put with my brother-in-law. We were dressed as Duke and Gonzo. I actually got on a roller coaster for the first time in 10 years.
Oh, cool.
Yes, I thought it was one of the biggest thrills. It was just so fun.
I'll give you all my roller coaster tickets then, because I'm a big sissy.
Yeah.
And no offense to any real sissies out there, because you're an oversensitive bunch. But because I had bruises in the inside of my biceps from clutching onto the harness at Space Mountain, which is a fucking pussy roller coaster. It's not the most challenging roller coaster. I'm terrible.
No, it's just an indoor family coaster.
I got really misogynist right there. I'm sorry.
All right, so we're closing into 2 hours, and you're half in the bag.
That's fine. So, it's Friday night.
Yeah, so we're Saturday night.
It's Saturday night. I've been on vacation. I lost a day.
All right, so we're going to close it up. Sully, is there anything you want to promote?
It was Grant Gregory's. I was hoping to get some Australian, attitude problem. Yeah, is he coming later, or are you going some more? Or
no, I'm gonna close it now because I'm only gonna have it like I only have these like up for 2 hours.
Got it. And is there anything you're looking forward to coming out? Yeah, in comic books.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Ultimate Spider-Man number 6. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to actually one of the comic. I've been reading Spider-Man Shadows of the Goblins.
Yes, that's actually pretty darn
really good. JD DeMatteis. Next month is going to be the last issue, but in August he's doing another one, Spider-Man Black and Blood.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so it's going to be black, white, and red, and
Black and Blood. It's called so it's going to be class Spider-Man Spider-Man in the black costume.
I love that. That's my kind of book.
Yeah, so and also I'm looking forward to like upcoming GI Joe and Transformers stuff. And I have been like, I put this online that every time I get disappointed with Spider-Man, I could always fall on Spawn. And I have been reading Rat City.
Okay.
And Rat City is just a futuristic Spawn comic book, and I love it. It reminds me of Spider-Man 2090.
Nice. Have you seen Peter David's Symbiote Spider-Man 2099 out there?
No, I have not.
It's been a monthly for 3 months now. Yeah, so
I'm gonna have to look into that. But also, I know Wes is probably gonna give me shit for this, but I'm going to check out Spider Society.
Okay.
Because I did like the zombie Venom. The zombie Venom. You had a Peter Parker who died, and the symbiote ended up taking over him. And it was really good because it reminded me of Tim Burton style. It had like this Tim Burton style, like Coraline style of art.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I also enjoyed the Weapon 8, where Spider-Man was basically.
This is the Edge of the Spider-Verse stuff that came out recently. Yeah, I read that issue. That Coraline issue who was that written by? That was.
I'd have to look into my long box because I can't.
That's it. That was an interesting story.
He was
Carrie Andrews or something.
Yeah, let me look it up.
But also that was I didn't read the last one with the Spider-Verse Spider-Woman.
Yeah, and that was not good. But I did like the Spider Dinosaur. The Spider Dinosaur.
Okay. I actually have a legit question. Not trying to get you to go into complete overtime, but I'm a gringo, as you noticed. One thing I've noticed that a Japanese import or an export, rather, Dragon Ball resonates globally.
Yes,
it's because everyone has dark hair and dark eyes, and that their pigmentation is relative to, something very neutral. I mean, they're not white, they're not Japanese. You could say they're Japanese, or maybe, but I mean, there's not many blue-eyed people unless they're really set out to be, such as Android 18.
Yeah.
Or Bulma. I mean, Bulma's got blue hair and blue eyes.
Yeah.
But look at Mrs. Briefs. She's a bimbo. Married to a trillionaire.
She's married to a genius.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I love Mrs. Brief. Yeah, and she's very delightful.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, don't mean to interrupt you, but I found it. It was done by Kara. Yeah, it was done by Kara Andrews and Rich Duke.
Yes, so it was written by Carrie Andrews, but he didn't do his own art on this one, and he's done that a few times. Yeah, and but he's a good writer. He writes good, strange, macabre stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, so you got. I enjoyed it because you got like a scared wimpy version of Peter Parker and a goth version of MJ in there.
Mm-hmm. But to flip the whole fucking. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And also, like the Sinister Six are like these eldritch horrors.
Oh yeah,
that come out and take over the body of the school and it's set in
a high school thing too. So it's got this Archie angle too. So it's this Buffy the Vampire Slayer thing with this Archie horror thing. So it works on a few different levels. Yeah, 'cause it's like it's a high school romantic drama where my boyfriend's a dead spider zombie thing, or something. It was cute.
And I actually going to pick up Spider Society. I'm also going to get Spider-Man Reign 2 because it looks like I saw the preview. It reminds me a lot of the Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be looking up more stuff, and especially with Transformers and Spawn universe. Oh, and also I'm going to pick up Savage Sword of Conan next month.
That is interesting too. I mean, totally. The art in issue number 2 is done by Richard Case, who did a lot of Vertigo work. I mean, and like Doom Patrol with Grant Morrison. That's where I know him from. So it's just, he's got a very unique style, but I love it because he knows how to tell stories in the comics medium. He's been doing this for 40 years. So it's like, I mean, the art is still good. It's just in a very, it's in a style. And also as compared to Conan the Barbarian, the other one, is De La Torre's doing that.
Yeah.
And mostly, and there's other, he's got Fred, Doug Braithwaite's helped him on that, and a couple wow, that looks like an old 70s book. It is just, no one's, I love it. They've kept tone with that. It's so fun. It's sexy. There's sex. There's violence. There's tits and ass. And there's muscles. And there's blood. And there's swords. And there's monsters. Come on.
Scandals.
People are fucking. That's what people really want. They
with
don't
a
want
Conan book.
Yeah, they don't want safe shit. They want danger. Life, has safe moments. This is why people go to entertainment. To to have some safe places to have danger.
Yeah, why do you think Halloween houses are so popular? Because
people like to be scared.
Yes. All right, so anything you're excited about the coming future?
Up? Let's see. Well, I'm looking forward to my G.I. Joe compendium. That will be coming by the end of the year. But before that, mostly the Skybound stuff. I mean, I've got no hope in the X-Men stuff, with its new direction. So that's good. They can only impress me. You're welcome to do it. I'm looking forward to that. Please.
Yeah. So you'll probably get it. You'll probably get what's going on with the X-Men secondhand, and if it impresses you enough, you'll pick it up.
Exactly. I read everything like the week of in a big, I read pirated stuff. I'm not afraid to say that. I have like 2 reliable sources. I read everything. I read all the Image stuff. I read all the Dynamite stuff, all the Boom stuff. Mostly I can say like I'm reading everything because I love comic books. I love panels. I love art. I love lettering. I love coloring. I love inking. I love just the design of a book, the page layout. There's an art to making a print publication that's to be read, in this dimension, this far away from a typical human body that we've all enjoyed for a couple of 100 years. It's typical, and it's reliable, and it's a great medium for entertainment. It doesn't have to be just the big 2 superhero stories. And I bought I think 7 books this week, and 5 of them were Image books that had nothing to do with big 2 superheroes. I bought like Meal Before Zod, which is great. It's the bad guy doing bad guy things, and it's like, who's ever editing this, thank you for letting this writer, it's Joe Casey off the hook. I'm just like, go be bad.
Yeah,
be a bad guy.
Yeah, if you look up, there's a manga I think you should look up. It's called Spider-Man and Spider-Man Octopus Girl. And
really?
It's called, that's what it's called. But you remember how in Superior Spider-Man, Dr. Octopus transferred his mind to Spider-Man when he was losing it. Yeah. this is like this happens around the same time, but instead of going to Spider-Man, something goes wrong and he ends up in the body of a comatose Japanese girl, a middle school Japanese girl, and she ends up waking up with Dr. Octopus's body in her body, and they end up sharing the body through this little cute little octopus pin that she has on her hair, because Dr. Octopus decided to like make a backpack with his octopus arms coming out, and he cut her hair to make it the bowl shape, the bowl cut, and then he put a little octopus pin so they could switch between the schoolgirl and Otto. And it's just so funny because you see them. He's trying to convince her that he's like, I'm going to take over this world. I am Dr. Octopus. He's like, oh, you fought Spider-Man. He sees a poster of Spider-Man in her room. And it's just so funny.
Sounds nice. Speaking of Superior Spider-Man, I'm reading Superior Spider-Man Men.
Oh,
Superior.
Oh,
no,
Spectacular Spider-Man.
No,
Yeah.
no. I'm reading the new Superior Spider-Man thing by
one?
Dan Slott. But I'm also reading. I got to say that I'm also reading Spider-Boy by Dan Slott, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with this book whatsoever. It's pretty fun.
Mhm.
Yeah. Are you reading it?
No, I'm not.
Because you're a big Spider fan, I know. So
I know that, but
it's decent, dude. I gotta tell you.
All right, I'll check it out, because when I saw Spider-Boy and I saw his powers, I was like, he just recycled them from Spider-Man 2099.
It's cute. I mean, and I mean that literally. It's like it's childish, and because I think its first volume just wrapped up, so I just read 7 issues of it, and Dan Slott's got me blocked too. So it's like I've got nothing nice to say about him. So if I'm saying something nice about his work, it's got to be worth it. And he's been writing Spider-Man for the better part of 2 decades. He knows the character, the world, how to write a decent book too. I know I was a fan of his stuff once, like Big Time.
Yeah.
I love Big Time. That is one of my favorite Spider-Man arcs. Like Peter's an affluent, and he's like, that was good.
I didn't like that. I didn't really like that. I did like the Gauntlet. I liked Spider Island.
I liked the original Superior Spider-Man. I mean, I thought that was interesting. The body switch.
Yeah, but for some things, like sometimes he tried making Spider-Man Batman, like Batman, and I didn't really dig that.
But with Spider-Boy, Bailey Briggs. See, I think I like to joke around and say I think Bailey Briggs has a heel turn coming with him. He's going to be Peter's next Omega level big bad, because he's a little white kid and he's a ginger. And that's my joke, thinking like, because you can't introduce a new good hero. I mean, he's got to be a villain because he's a white ginger kid.
Yeah, I was hoping.
You know where I'm going with that?
Yeah. Okay, I was hoping Paul would be the next big bad.
He will be. I mean, I think he's gonna. I think that's just hiding in plain sight stuff. But but Bailey Briggs, it's like he's being challenged all along the way, like because he's in an orphanage. He's without parents. He's suffering. His life could be better if he applied his superpowers selfishly. But he is not. He is suffering because he's applying his his powers heroically, and not being selfish.
Yeah,
and it's like,
and I like that. I mean, I understand that he was erased from existence, and that's why he's in this.
Sentry or like Triumph in the JLA. You know what I mean? 20 years ago. I mean, it's been done before. So it's like, and especially with Sentry too, they just did They just did this with Sentry in the past 20 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
and also I saw this with Spectacular Spider-Man. Turns out it's all a hallucination done by Arcade and the Wizard.
I thought it was Mysterio, but it was Mysterio quality.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because it's like,
yeah, it's not Mysterio. It's Arcade and the Wizard.
but you know what? You had me. Seriously, yeah, that was Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I love Humberto Ramos's art.
yeah, because it's like Peter is like in this past issue. Gwen Stacy's alive. He has 2 kids with them.
Yeah,
he's retired. He's retired.
it was a little confusing.
Captain Stacy is alive.
Yeah,
And also out of the blue, Miles is dating Kamala. And I guess he does have some feelings for her. That's why they gave him
right. That's what I was thinking, because it's like this is their first date. And so I was like, that's where I thought, because I just read Miss Marvel Mutant Menace 1 through 2 and 3, and she's got a different romantic lead. If that is a romantic lead, that could be her best friend, and and friend zone kid.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, it's like, a lot of people are like, it's kind of like the Starfire. With the Miles fan base, it's kind of like the Starfire and the Barber fan base with Nightwing. Some people think that he'll be better with Kamala. Some people think he's better with Spider-Gwen.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So,
but like I said, so Spider-Boy out of the Spider, Spider family of titles has been probably the most satisfactory. It's very super heroic. I'll say that Miles Morales Spider-Man is up there too. That Spider-Punk.
Yeah.
And so that's 2 Cody Ziegler titles. Maybe give Amazing Spider-Man to Cody Ziegler.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yes, that would be a good idea.
Change it up a bit. Yeah.
And
he deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, this guy has been doing like great stuff with Miles, and not only Miles, but I think Spider-Punk has been.
Yeah, check that out. I hope you like it. Let me know when you read it, and be like if you do. But it's like I really enjoyed it, and I figured that out early. Like by issue 2, I'm like, I'm liking this. That's refreshing. It gives me joy to be satisfied with an offering like this, because it was unexpected. And a lot of the times we spin our wheels saying something such as, who asked for this? Well, we never asked for any of this.
Yeah, I just remember like there was once when Across the Spider-Verse came out, they had a Spider Cop, and people were like, some idiots on Twitter were like, why don't they make an Antifa Spider-Man? And they're like, and I remember you said this, that Spider-Punk completely fits that mold because he's anti-authority, he's anti-law. He represents the entire basis of punk music.
And it's set on a world where it's like Battle of the Bands kind of things.
Yeah, and
so it's like his Avengers are his band, and they all also add up to helping out with a giant robo.
Yeah.
And it's like it's got a Sentai team angle. And then it's got its pretty evocative art of like something like Brendan McCarthy and Paul Pope, and just like these ragged, this true punk spirit. It came across. I mean, people use the word punk for what it doesn't mean punk anymore. Here, Cody Ziegler might have caught the spirit of punk.
Yeah.
I think he might, maybe.
All right, so we're going to be wrapping it up now.
Yes, like a fish in newspaper.
All right, so Thanks for
Thank
tuning
you.
in. I'm
Well,
going
thank
to be
you.
I'm going to be going on Macany Lives. Well, as he's going to be we're going to be going on. We're going to be reacting to the Xbox Game Showcase, and we're
Nice.
also going to be playing bingo, Xbox Bingo on it. See if we could find some SBI Detected on there.
I have no clue what you just said.
Sweet Baby Inc. or DEI Detected, or a strong female lead, or a strong female lead in a video game.
Well,
All
good
right.
luck and good hunting.
All right, so
And tell McKinney I said hello, McKinney.
All right.
God bless you. And
All
thank
right,
you,
so-
everyone out there in TV land. And thank
All
you
right.
very much, Bandito, the well-rounded nerd.
the Super Spider-Man fan and the Warhammer noob, and I'm saying keep playing and God bless.